The Ruins, an intermediate to expert area in Don't Starve Together, containing the strongest loot in the game. Most players get this loot in their world as they play later into the day count, but what if I told you that you could reap the rewards of this area in the first season? The first 10 days to be exact. Rushing the Ruins is a challenging strategy and one involving high risk and high reward, but it lets you get an incredible start in your world, if you do it properly. You can get all the gears you need for your base, basically endless amounts of gold from the trinkets, all sorts of gems for staffs and amulets, and some of the strongest armour in the game. Today I'll be talking over my own Ruins rush to show you generally what I did. Keep in mind though, this is a guide, not a tutorial. A tutorial gives you a step-by-step, easy to follow way of carrying out a given method. But a guide is just a general talk over the process. I'll show you what I did here and where I even went wrong, as well as what you should and shouldn't be doing and why. You can rush the Ruins as anyone, but I tend to do it as WX78 because I think it's the easiest and most fun way to do it, since it removes the part where you have to gather lots of healing. If you're trying this for the first time, I'd go as WX. So when I first get into the world, I know that I need to gather plenty of grass and plenty of twigs. We're going to need a lot of football helmets and it's 3 grass per helmet. So about 40 grass is a good amount. You're going to need slightly less twigs, but I'd still collect a good amount. Don't be scared to pick up carrots as you go, they heal a lot of hunger and have minimal pickup time. Then try to find a birch biome or stone path to locate the Pig King. We're going to need to get the alchemy engine as fast as possible here, because we have quite a few items we need to craft in order to make this successful. With your first piece of flint, make a pickaxe, and start mining boulders to get about 7 rocks. 4 for the science machine, and 3 for the hammer. You can make an axe with the spare flint and collect the wood as well. Now you basically just have to wander around until you find the Pig King. It's here where I'll mention that some of the neat ruins crafts need living logs. And while you don't need to craft these items immediately, if you see a living tree around, then be sure to chop it down and dig up the stumps. Don't go out of your way to look for these trees, because you'll probably end up wasting time. But if you can get this elusive material with minimal effort, I'd advise you do. Anyway, you can give 1 pig skin to the Pig King to get 1 gold. With this, you should be able to craft the science machine, then if you give him another 4 pig skin to get 4 gold, you can make the alchemy engine. Here's where we need to start crafting. We're going to need a lantern, backpack, shovel in most cases, helmet and handbat, and maybe a gold pickaxe if you have enough pigskin to do this. This isn't too important though if you just keep picking up flint. As mentioned, you're going to need a lot of helmets, but don't craft them all at once. Instead, carry a good amount of grass and the pigskins. If you're playing as a different character, then I'd advise you find a blue mush forest underground and start digging up blue mushrooms, as they'll be your best source of healing. But since we're playing as WX today, we'll use gears instead. For our weapon of choice, we'll use the handbat. I tend to make the handbat last because I get the most damage out of it, since it loses damage as it spoils over time. Anyway, now you're ready to go basically. You should be on about day 3 or 4 here, but if you're really fast and efficient, with a good world gen, you can get down here about day 2. Now try to head towards what you believe is the centre of the caves, looking for a brown mud turf biome, with lots of glowberries and light flowers around it. If you find this area and start to see cave lichen, or these giant lichen pillars, that means you're heading the right way. Be sure to pick loads of light bulbs on the way to refuel your lantern. About 30 would be a good amount. As you head closer to the ruins, the screen will either turn a blue, grey or red, very slightly. You only want to go further if the screen is blue. If your screen is any other colour, then the otherwise docile spelunkies will turn into shadow spelunkies, which you basically can't fight without insane ground laying. Just wait and pass later, trust me. As you start to pass into the ruins, you'll see these statues made of thulecite. These are what we need to be mining. They drop gems, thulecite and nightmare fuel. The more statues you find, the more enemies you find. Here's how to quickly take out each enemy down here. Broken Clockwork Knight. Attack it once or twice, then dodge, then attack again. Try not to get hit. Broken Clockwork Rook. Attack as much as you can in order to damage stall it. Alternatively, use the rook as a tool to break other statues and kill other enemies for you. Broken Clockwork Bishop. Practically impossible to kite, just approach it as fast as you can and hold down the attack button. Crawling Horror. Bait an attack then hit it. When it teleports, that means it's taken damage. Keep doing this and it'll die. Terrorbeak. The same as the Crawling Horror, but a lot faster. Just bait an attack then swing. Dangling Depth Dweller. Try to avoid this by not walking on the nests, but if it comes to it, try and run away as they have a leash range, or if there aren't that many of them, you can just hold the attack button and kill them. Finally, the Ancient Guardian. This is the boss of the ruins, but we'll talk about this guy later. If you somehow stumble across him early, just wait, although he is confined to one area of the ruins. The hardest part about fighting these enemies is keeping an eye on your helmets. Always have about 3 helmets pre-crafted in your hotbar, If that helmet breaks, you'll die. If your health gets too low, then heal. I use gears to heal here, but I still came out with plenty spare, and a max of 400 health. Also, if you see these rocks giving off red light, stay away from them. This means that the ruin cycle is in warning or nightmare, which means that nightmares will endlessly spawn out of them, so just stay far away or get in a safe spot and wait it out. Unless you're an advanced player, in which case you can farm nightmare fuel, just don't get overwhelmed. As you clear out enemies and mine statues, you'll rack up lots of loot. You can even get more by hammering these broken clockwork piles, but be warned that they might spawn an enemy. Be sure to pick up any frazzled wires or marbles that drop on the floor. We can use them later. As you'll progress, you'll eventually find an ancient pseudoscience station, which will open up the ancient crafting tab at the bottom of the menu. The things here you want to craft are the crowns, the Magian luminescence amulets, construction amulets, and if you have the living logs, then a thulecite club, starcaller staff or deconstruction staff. You can make 2 staffs with 3 logs if you use a construction amulet first. Additionally, not all of the recipes will be unlocked if the ancient pseudoscience station is incomplete. You can repair them with thulecite, but every ruin spawns with a set piece containing 2 broken bishops and a complete pseudoscience station. Once cleared, this is a safe area to do your crafting. But when you think you're done with the ruins, head to a thin stretch of land with a small safe zone in the middle. This will lead to the labyrinth. You'll have to head to the centre of this maze by walking as close as you can to the edge, to avoid the spiderwebs. Then just keep checking the map until you see a clearing somewhere. This is where the Guardian sits. Navigate there, opening chests as you go and killing clockworks. When you get to the centre, look for somewhere to trap the Guardian and damage stall him. This can be either a pillar or 2 graves close together. He has 10,000 health, so killing him normally without a speed boost is very hard. Rotate the camera to face the Guardian when he's stuck to line up with him, then rotate the camera back to the side and approach him holding the attack key. If you get your positioning just right, then you'll start to damage him where he can't hit you, as long as you keep holding the attack. A few minutes later he'll eventually die, dropping a large ornate chest, a Guardian horn and loads of meat. Don't worry about the key or horn or even the meat for now. I'd leave them here and get the big loot. From this chest you'll get gems, gears and sometimes staffs. And I would say you always go for the Guardian unless you really don't want to or really think you can't do it. Most of the best loot down here comes from this guy. Head back to your crafting station and get your last bit of crafting sorted. This is going to be the last time you're down here for a while. Now you're ready to head out. Take the items you've just crafted and start to head out. Similarly to the start, wait until it's clear to go past the monkeys and then make a bolt for it. Head back to the surface and reap the benefits of your journey. I'll just say here that I should have taken more grass and light bulbs down with me. I wouldn't be scared of carrying too much flint either, because those statues can chew through pickaxes. But that's basically it. Thank you for watching my guide on how to rush the ruins properly and don't starve together. This is a nice little guide for beginners or people that are generally new to the ruins, so if you like this video and want to see some more don't starve guides in the future, then be sure to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. It really goes a long way and helps this video reach other people who want to see it. Links to the Discord server and Twitch stream will be down in the description, in addition to my newly founded Patreon. If you want your name here in the video and want to go the extra mile to show your love and support, Patreon is the place to go. You'll also get a fancy role in my Discord server. My name is Flinny, and this has been a quick beginner's guide on how to rush the ruins properly and don't starve together. Thank you for watching and take care.